In this video, we're gonna be talking about USAdrop. And you might ask yourself, Cameron, why? Why are we talking about USAdrop? Well, because they sponsored the video. So yes, this video is sponsored by USAdrop and we're gonna talk about them. Let's get into it. I took some time to kind of look into them and see what they're all about. Now, if you don't just dropship on Facebook, but you use Shopify or any of those, this is a great resource for you. It seems like a lot of the time, I always hear you guys talk about in the group and everywhere else, you want to look for Chinese suppliers. Well, that's what this whole platform is for. After looking into these guys, here's some of the information that I gathered. They are the only American-made fulfillment center in China. And what they do is they ship to their clients' customers with no Chinese labeling or anything on the packaging. So this is kind of cool because you can ship things from China without your customers knowing that they just got some random like Chinese product. It just seems like they bought a normal product from you in your store. Which, if we're all being honest about, the whole point of our dropshipping stores are so that customers think they're buying from us when they're really not. And the first thing I thought of when I heard this, which is a valid concern, isn't that gonna take forever? Isn't that why we normally avoid Chinese suppliers like AliExpress and all that? Because of the time involved. Now, I know AliExpress doesn't, it's a whole different thing than just don't worry about that. All I'm saying is you guys are always worried about Chinese shipping times, right? Could you agree that that's what you do? Yes. So they offer a solution around that. They've got their system set up to where they prioritize all shipping through USPS. That's the United States Postal Service. And they say that their shipping is between 5 and 8 days, which means you're gonna be getting a tracking number just in time when you need it. And since they prioritize USPS, that means you're gonna be getting a USPS tracking number, which is a dream for all of us dropshipping. It's the tracking number that we want. It's one of the main three. It's one of the Orion's belt of tracking numbers, and you gotta love it. Another thing I found out when I was looking at them is that they do print on demand. So you could have things printed, you can make designs, buy designs from other people, and have them printed on products, and they can be your source for that. Like, that's super cool. So that might be something worth trying out if you've never done it before. And they also integrate with Shopify stores. So that's kind of a win-win for a lot of you that I always see you asking about Shopify. All right, that's kind of the broad strokes, but I'm gonna hop into the Why USAdrop section of their website and give you my take on what they're all about. Again, they do the 5 to 8 day shipping on USPS. Another thing that they mention is that a lot of other companies will charge high fees for oversized products and high volume, but they can ship at a way more competitive rate. Another thing I noticed that when you work with USAdrop, you get a one-on-one personal salesperson with you. So instead of you contacting multiple people to try to get your issues resolved, or if you're just trying to get a quote for something, or if you want to look up a product or do whatever, if you need help, you get one-on-one help, which is super nice compared to most of the things that we have to do where we just have to like contact an email form and hope for the best. Also, if you're dealing with multiple vendors, you can go through this one person and they can just handle it all for you. It's super nice. One of the big benefits of USAdrop is that they improve the whole task of product sourcing. Instead of going from supplier to supplier and like figuring out which things you want to sell or not, you can just use them because they use all sorts of suppliers and just find products within your account. Also, you can just use the salesperson to kind of help you find stuff more quickly. And since they're the part of the fulfillment process, they do quality inspection. So they make sure that all the products that get shipped out aren't crap, and aren't broken. And if for some reason something does arrive broken and you have to deal with all of that, they offer a refund policy for that exact purpose. Another thing, back for the Shopify integration. I don't do Shopify stores, it's something that I'm going to get into, but here's some information on that in case it's something you're interested in. Like mentioned, they offer complete integration to Shopify stores. The whole purpose of this is to make it so much easier to streamline your inventory management. An agent is completely responsible for maintaining and managing your inventory. But they also know that you want to keep a hand on things. So if you're dealing with multiple suppliers and vendors, you can totally handle that all yourself just so that it doesn't get all weird in the process if you want to. Another thing they like to talk about is bulk inventory storage. So the gist of this is that what happens when, let's say a popular product comes out, right? Like a fidget spinner or something, and those just like fly off the shelves before they become common. What happens is when those blow up and get a lot of attention, you got multiple people who actually do like inventory housing, so they'll just buy like thousands of those, pop them in a warehouse, and then sell from their inventory. Well, if you get too many people doing that, then there's no inventory for everybody else to drop ship those items. It's just for the sellers who manage to, step up to the plate and swing on that opportunity. So they do bulk inventory storage so that you can utilize them as if they were one of those suppliers and take from their inventory instead of you having to do it yourself. This helps because it cuts down on processing time. That way you're not ordering something and then it's running out of stock or taking forever because they're not saying it's out of stock, but then it's like they're waiting for it to come in, and as soon as it comes in, they ship it, so your shipping time's just delayed and all that stuff. This prevents that issue. They talk about how you can get bulk storage options for free. Just talk to one of their sales reps. Next, brand building. This is something I didn't expect. Apparently you can utilize them to build a brand for your store, which sounds like, so they're gonna like make me a logo or something. It's like, no, they handle packaging, photo, and video of stuff. Like if you need that, you just need to talk to one of them and get more details on that, but they handle like complete brand building packages for you if that's something you're into. They can also merge orders into a single order. So this might be different for those of you who have only dropshipped on Facebook Marketplace. Normally, when you're getting an order, like the idea of combining multiple things isn't appealing to you. But if you're on Shopify and doing all these other kind of stores, and maybe even Facebook, if you can find a way to swing it, they can save you time and money by basically handling all the orders and simplifying the orders coming through, which is kind of weird and crazy, right? I don't know, it kind of sounded cool when I read that. I was like, what? How does that work? I like that. Now, for one of the coolest parts that you guys are always wanting, which is like product research and all that kind of stuff, they just have a page for the previous 30 days of winning products through their platform. So like the stuff that sells the most that they consider winning products on their end, they have a whole page for you to just see all the stuff that's selling. Then depending on what tier you're signed up for, you can get not only the last 30 days, but last month's winners, and you can get it narrowed down to just this week's winners. So you can kind of get in on the stuff that's currently selling for the last week, which is kind of cool because that's always something we're looking for. It's just hot selling products. None of this works if we don't sell products that actually sell. So these are those trending products I was mentioning earlier. They've got a list of them and you have access to that stuff. Crazy, I love that. It's really cool, honestly. That's always what we're looking for. They also, on their website, of course, have a whole print on demand section. They have a dashboard where you can see all your stats, like where you're getting all your products sourced from and all your orders that are coming through their products. So it's just a really cool all-in-one situation for sourcing in a different way from other suppliers that maybe you didn't think of. And it just tries to simplify it for you so that you're not doing all the grunt work yourself. Anyway, that is USAdrop. If you liked the video or found any value in it at all, definitely go check them out. Like the video, of course, subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you next time.